Welcome back to the Head Turner Season 3. Today's guest is a seasoned leader in the textile and apparel industry, someone who's been instrumental in transforming businesses across global markets. With over 2 decades of experience driving strategy, innovation, and operations, he's helped brands navigate change and achieve excellence on a global scale. Joining us today is none other than Mr. Rohit Joshi, Chief Operating Officer at Impulse International. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. It's great to be here. And I look forward to an interesting conversation.
For sure. So before we dive in, we actually would want to know about some of the insights and the work that you're leading at the moment.
So, currently, we're looking at two. One is obviously looking at business development, which is key for any business. And the second is operational efficiency. What we've realized is scale of business also requires a strong foundation where you have operational efficiency to deliver those business effectively and efficiently. So these are the two things which I'm currently involved in, and we're working towards improving ourselves.
So great to hear that. So to begin with the conversation, I mean, we sure know that the baseline expectation is sustainability and it's no more a choice, right? So with brands and buyers raising the bar, what innovative approaches are you seeing to embed sustainability into the DNA of design and sourcing?
So, yes, sustainability is key. And I would not only put sustainability into one bracket. I think now customers are looking at it across. So whether it be fabrics or manufacturing or even logistics and shipping. So they look at it from every aspect. And one of the key things we've done is our company, Impex, has been at the forefront of investing in fabric, sustainable fabrics. So we have a team of 13 or 14 people who are involved in research and development. And that's the part which is key because you need to invest into those areas, have professionals, and also get your partner mills to sort of work with you. So one of the key things which Impex is doing is increasing the offer and not letting it be the staple half a dozen fabrics which people work on. So working on sustainable fabrics. And also we've initiated through our code of practice team, sustainable practices, whether it be water management or electricity or best practices. So we've started through the code of practice team working on the manufacturing side of it. So both of them we are working on, and this is not specific to a customer. This
Right.
is something which we are involved in, and we feel that it is a good investment for us to make.
Right. So that's a recent instance that we're talking about, right? Where this kind of created a shift. So, I mean, sometimes sustainability initiatives can also feel like ticking boxes, right? How do you ensure that they deliver tangible results for the clients?
I think we have a system of monitoring. Yes, it is about ticking a box for a lot of people. But I think even if it means if it's the right, if it's the right action, even if the intent behind it might be, to make sure that the optics of it look good, that the company is investing in sustainability. They are a brand which focuses on best practices and good sourcing practices. Even if the idea is to make sure that you look good, but if you are doing it, for us, that's the most important thing. A lot of things we work with people who might be doing it because they want it in their corporate profile. But as a company, you know, the fact is that we provide those services to them from our end. It's the intent always has been to, and we started in this journey almost a decade ago. So when few people had invested in sustainability, we invested in an R&D team in
Right.
fabrics. We were possibly the pioneers in setting up code of practice team so that manufacturing end of it works on sustainability in all aspects of it, whether it be water, electricity, carbon footprint. So it's for us, it's not ticking a box. For us, it is part of the way we think and operate.
I mean, since you yourself said that you're probably the pioneers of it, I mean, I'm sure Impulse is not just about talking and then, maybe walk the talk kind of.
You have to.
So,
You won't be able to sustain it. You won't be able to
mhm,
sustain it. You can, as I said, I mean, our code of practice team was set up long ago. Impex started investing in R&D. You don't sustain actions like this if you are not invested into it.
right. So, I mean, I think we both can agree that India's potential in this space is in any space for that matter, be it sustainability, be it digitalization, be it the technical textile part. I think India's potential in any space for that matter is undeniable, right? So coming to the digitalization, Impulse has been serving some of the most demanding international markets. How do you how do digital tools like AI in design or even smart manufacturing help you reduce the lead time or ensure your clients get that perfect product faster?
Yes, it is there. It's the scale of operations. So large operations require digitalization. I mean, you can't avoid it. The
Mhm.
fact is that we operate in the north and south of India. We operate in Dhaka and we also operate in Sri Lanka. From that sense, the scale of operations, you can't avoid sort of not going and investing in tools which help you operate more efficient. And if you operate more efficient and if you streamline your front end and back end, then automatically the customer starts to get that benefit. I think we work across different spaces. So we work in the value segment, we work in high street, we work in bridge to premium, and we work in the premium segment.
Mhm.
All these markets and all these have, our customers have different nuances. And the value segment operates very different from the bridge to premium segment.
Right,
But you have these tools for each. You might have a tool which is possibly getting you the best consumption or fit the first time right. So we have a 3D, fitting tool which we use. So you might have tools which connect your ERP to the customer's ERP. So
right.
real-time data of processing is being shared. We through Impex have connected ourselves to the mill. So we have cotton rates, fabric rates. So I I mean, there's no broad base, but every function within our business has a tool which possibly helps the team operate better. But for the scale of operations that we have and for the scale of width of customers we manage, it is essential. It is essential. And I think I would say that I'm very happy to see that a lot of companies in India are also invested into this. So I
Right.
don't think that 3D fitting is something new now. Almost
Mhm.
most of the factories which I know are invested into it. ERP packages or real-time manufacturing data, barcoding, putting yourself and mapping the transit time through the logistics team. Those things are now there. So we might not be as good as some of the people possibly are in some countries, but I think on the whole, we're doing fairly well. And I see a lot of improvement happening over the next 12, 18, 20 months.
Over the next 12, 18 months, so probably next year, we're talking that things would get really better.
They are,
Well,
and it's a yeah, and it is always you always move up. So you bring in a certain tool, you bring in a certain set of professionals, and then next year you add. You can't, unfortunately or fortunately, technology moves at a pace where you can't be complacent about it. So what you have today is possibly going to be outdated tomorrow. So
right.
you have to keep pace, and it's a continuous improvement, continuous investment. Uh, we have a great set of people. Whether we've hired professionals from all spheres of life, and they bring in a lot of value add, and they bring a thought which helps us, invest in these tools because we know we'll make the best out of it.
Mm-hmm. So you also mentioned bridge to premium and luxury, right? So we are
Yes, yes.
catering both of those markets. Now, how are those different? How is business for both of those markets?
So, when you work in the value segment, it's about scale.
Right.
So, you have to, tooth and comb, go through the costing. You have to go through the averages, the fabric price, the yarn price, right up to the finite point where you measure everything, and you are able to put a price to it. You are able to plan capacities, deliver. Race to premium and premium are more about the innovation you offer, the design which you offer. To come to your point earlier, we have a fantastic team of 40 designers in India, and we
Mm-hmm.
have designers in Korea and in the UK, and in the US.
Mm-hmm.
So those you need to you might be able to offer good fabrics or good designs, but to package it together is what is required for bridge to premium and premium. You can't have a great fabric but then offer a silhouette or an embroidery or or a technique which is not looking so good. So you've got to put it all together as a
Mm-hmm.
package and then present it to customer. A lot of times is to also interpret designs well. So bridge to premium and premium do require good interpretation. So you need to have product development people who are in sync with what the customer requires. And your sourcing team is in sync and getting product on the table which they require. So it's your own design and innovation and a product
Mm-hmm.
development team which does the interpretation well. That's key.
Right. Okay. So now that you said you've got designers from everywhere, how is this market doing well in India as well? Or are we catering to the emerging
So
markets outside?
no, it's doing well in India also. It's bridge to premium and premium customers are there in India. In India retail, we cater more to high street,
Right.
but we do work with some bridge to premium and it's doing well. It's a market which is because the aspirational customer is there, whether it be in a tier one town or a non-metro town. We have customers and we have a clientele which now travels. Customers are aware about it. So it is. Is it a mature market right now? No. I would say there's still a lot of potential and opportunity in this.
Mm-hmm.
But you will see it coming. And I mean, the kind of custom international brands which have come into India
Yeah.
is a validation of the fact that there is a customer here and the customer base is
Right.
growing.
Okay, so since we're talking about these premium and bridge to premium markets, I'm sure technical textile is also a part of this. And it's not just cotton and silk and the natural fibers, it's everything with innovation, right? That all comes along, right?
Yeah, so we've seen a lot of interest in that.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier, a lot of that manufacturing and supply was from China and other destinations. Now, a lot of interest is coming for providing those fabrics and providing the whole product from India. It's emerging right now. I see a lot of people now offering those fabrics and factories now setting up infrastructures to deliver that. Uh, I've seen it happening in the last, I would say, 4 quarters or five
Mm-hmm.
quarters. So certainly, it's nothing where you can put it as as a great product from India right now. But I feel that yes, people are invested and initial results are quite positive. So I see man-made fibers and the product the kind of product we didn't do, which China was very good at.
Mm-hmm.
Us now delivering that product, and a lot of retailers have taken tentative steps and placed orders, trial orders. So
Right.
we're doing some of these orders. So if we do it well, it's a big opportunity. Otherwise, we would end up being a casual tops and dresses supplier. If we do this well, there's an opportunity which could be huge and which could generate additional revenue for garment exporters and textile mills.
So man-made fibers are redefining textiles, right? Especially with the performance wear and home products as well. So how do you see MMF evolving, and what does it mean for the emerging markets like Japan or Russia? Since we have FTAs as well with them, I mean, there are a lot of countries where we could tap the niche market potentially. So, how are and are the clients pushing for functionality, sustainability, or both?
Think both. You have a customer for both, and you have a customer for either also. The one of the things which I would mention, which sort of earlier also I had touched with you, is you know India requires a subsidy. India requires a stimulus. You need to have an economic package.
Mhm.
Things like MMF, things like improving the category offer from India. All of this requires for the government to have a economic package. Uh, Financial institutions, banks need to be a little open to the fact that they need to partner with this industry and offer capital for infrastructure creation.
Mhm.
All of it will be just good sound rights if we don't have investment done in this, because these are capital intensive. This require investment in R&D. These require bringing in machines from outside and investing them. They normally have a runway of 3 to 5 years before they start to deliver on the capital invested. If you don't anchor it well,
Right.
my fear is that we would just be very good at what traditionally we do. I see now interest in investing from the government, from financial institutions, but we still need to do more.
Mhm.
Coming back to your point, there is a market within India also. I wouldn't say that only in Japan and Russia, and these are the markets.
Mhm.
Even markets like the US,
Right.
certainly there is an investment. But at the end, if you don't set up your supply chains well, you'll disappoint. And markets are pretty unforgiving that ways. If you, just give good sound bites, if you project yourself as a man-made fiber destination and products which uh, you don't do it well, and you don't invest in infrastructure which can deliver it well, supply chains which can deliver it well,
Mhm.
the markets can be pretty unforgiving. And then they would bracket you as what they have traditionally done is a good cotton based country.
Yeah, so as it's often said that India cannot do it's not it's kind of said ki India is basically doesn't provide quality as much. Like we're often known
Yeah,
to
yes and
kind
no.
of.
Yes, yeah, yes and no. Yes and
Mhm.
no. You have, like, for instance, there are different markets. So you have different levels of manufacturing setups available in India. We have great quality suppliers also, whether it be in fabrics or in garments available in India. Uh, and yes, you have some people who are not so great. So I think that's a thing which you know people have against most emerging markets and countries. So I hear a lot of people talking about China also, that consistency in quality is not there. But
Mhm.
I don't agree with it. I feel that products from China are now of a good quality. The fabrics which we buy, the garments which I've seen being manufactured there. So in India also, it's a mixed bag. You have
Right.
some great suppliers and you have some not so great suppliers. And that is when someone like us, a buying office, a trading office, or a marketing office comes, because uh, you touched upon Japan. Trading companies
Mm-hmm.
do very well there, is because
Mm-hmm.
they have this function of making sure that their customers won't be putting in so much time and effort in finding manufacturing sites or finding a supply chain solution to them.
Mm-hmm.
We come into the picture is because we are local. At the end of the day, we are present at source, and we are
Right.
able to identify the good partners. So whether it's a good mill or whether it's a good factory or manufacturing with quality, we are able to do that. And
Mm-hmm.
we are also able to monitor it well. We not only handhold the retailer, but the manufacturer both, and find a good match. So, quality, coming back to it, you just need to have the good partner in
Right.
India or anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
and you will find quality product.
For sure. So, does this evolution in MMF present opportunities for Indian manufacturers to leapfrog competitors globally?
Yes, but as just the point which I'd stated earlier, you require investment in infrastructure. You can't just offer a product but not have a supply chain to deliver it. So,
Right.
yes, it is an opportunity. Uh, Whether we realize that opportunity is to be seen.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, moving on to the next question. Now, emerging markets, you had mentioned there that you just started working with Europe and no,
So,
New
no,
Zealand
UK and
and
Europe.
yeah,
Yeah, UK and Europe were
yeah, you.
always our focus areas.
Mm-hmm.
Since the start, it's been one of the countries where we've enjoyed a measure of confidence, and we've had long-standing relationship going back up to 40 years with retailers there. We started working in Korea about 7, 8 years ago, and we made
Mm-hmm.
good progress. We working with the top 10 retailers in Korea,
Right.
and we partnered with them successfully both for India and Bangladesh. Yes, for us, some of the markets which are interesting now is Australia and New Zealand. The US is something which is a market which a lot of people are there, but we have just entered into it. We are working with some small, islands of opportunity, but now we are seriously invested into growing the business there.
Mm-hmm.
India is also a fantastic market to operate in. We see a lot of opportunity in India also. We also do bits with South America and other destinations, but UK and Europe and Korea are our key markets. And then the new investment opportunities we see in US and Canada and Australia and New Zealand, along with India.
Okay. So as we're speaking about these emerging markets, there are also markets like Japan and Russia who have been to talk recently because of the FTAs that we've had and over the period of time since Russia has just all the big, let's just address this, all the big brands from Russia have moved out, right? For reasons we all know. So does now to cater all of these markets that we're trying to tap kind of, do we kind of tailor its design and product offerings to resonate with these markets' unique cultural and consumer demands?
Yes, so every market in itself uh, has their own requirements and their own, the way they work and the way they operate.
Yeah.
Uh, Global retail brands have sort of made sure that there is a uniformity in fashion and styling and price offer. But requirements are national requirements are different. Japan is something which, for the last 2, 3 years, I've personally been there quite a few times to sort of work and find opportunity. Russia is something which we haven't looked at as yet. Uh,
Okay.
to answer your question, yes. Each market has their own requirements, has their own way of working. You need to have a strategy. You just can't go with Europe strategy to Japan or a US strategy to Russia. You need to study the market, find out the price point, find out the retailers who work with, find out the supply chain solutions, and then tailor it to that destination. But yes, I hear a lot of things. A lot of people now seriously investing into these markets, and traditionally Japan has been sourcing a lot from India,
Yeah.
and Russia also has now started to source apparel. So I don't know whether it's a new opportunity in Japan.
Mhm.
It's certainly scalable, looking at the market. But yes, I mean there are fantastic opportunities in these countries.
So why I asked this question was I just want to know how much of this process relies on local collaboration or real-time market insights.
Yeah, you need to have a presence at in these markets because
Mm-hmm.
the Japan market is a very closed market as far as importing and if you have to supply to. So you need language wise, you need to have a person who understands the market. So you need to have collaborations for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You sort of reduce your learning curve if you collaborate with people who are present in the market and who understand the market. Otherwise, your learning curve will definitely be much bigger. Yes, I mean, you need to have local partners. You need to have, you need to have people who you need to employ your own people there. But
Mm-hmm.
definitely, you need to have. For Japan, what I've understood is that until unless you don't, have your own people or you don't work in partnership with someone, market is not so easy to enter into.
So, but do you only say this because of the language barrier, or is also has to do something with the cultural nuance of it?
Language is a small, language is, you can always find people who know Japanese or
Yeah.
Russian. So
Mm-hmm.
language for me is not the major fact. Just understanding the way of working. Each Japan operates in a very different way.
Yeah.
Not only, I remember this incident where I had gone and met a Japanese retailer,
Mm-hmm.
and like we do, we carried a portfolio of product, and I had carried two suitcases with tops and dresses and bottoms, etc., etc. And the first
Mm-hmm.
thing which the person whom in Japan we had sort of working in partnership was said. He said, "Don't spread yourself too thin. Just pick out the top four items or top four garments which you are the best at, and I would
Mm-hmm.
suggest you take that as a offer." And we picked out, we sort of consolidated, and we sort of fine-tuned our offer, and we just went with what we were best at that moment, and which we felt
Mm-hmm.
that the retailer had a need for. So
Right.
it's not, you can't operate in traditional methods, even though they might be very successful in countries in Japan. So definitely you need to have a cultural insight. You also need
Mm-hmm.
to understand how they work.
Right. So more focused and more is what we kind of should be looking forward to, and it's not just that we spread all over without even considering
Yeah.
the
I see
challenges.
a lot of Yeah, I see a lot of suppliers trying to be the solution for a retailer for everything,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't be that.
Yeah.
You can have optimal efficiency in a certain product category. You can be the best at a limited scope of offer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's best if you realize that and you make that your marketing pitch rather than try and sell everything to him under the sun. You will end up not booking anything, and the Japanese are pretty shrewd that way. They will assess you. They will for what you are best at, not what you say you are best at.
I mean, that just brings us to the end of this conversation. Thank you so much for the insightful glimpse. And I mean, clearly it shows just how much thought and strategy go into creating product that don't sell but lead markets. So thank you so much for these insights.
Thank you, Payal. Great talking to you, and look forward to more conversations and engagement with the team.